Hello everyone! Welcome to today's stream. Today we are gonna be playing a slightly different game. Welcome to Slay the Spire. Yeah, this is a somewhat similar game to Monster Train. Most of you probably already know it. But yeah, today we're gonna have a look at it and just play some casual Ascension 1 runs to get back into the game. I haven't played Slay the Spire for quite some time. I did play it quite a lot when it was in early access, and I think even a bit after that, but eventually I stopped. But it's a great game and I do wanna get back into it. I do have some mods installed. These are all quality of life mods, so they don't really change anything gameplay wise. But these are just to make some things visually more clear. Stuff like that. Hi Karas Divine, welcome. So, with that out of the way, let's jump into a run. Let's start with the good old Ironclad, the first character you have available in this game. So we have 80 HP, we have 99 gold to start out with, and at the end of each combat we heal 6 HP. This is our starting relic. We do play on Ascension 1, this is the difficulty system of this game. Basically works pretty similar to the Covenant system in Monster Train. Ascension 1 makes elite enemies spawn more often. Okay, so we get to choose our starting bonus. Let's take a look at the map first. We are fighting the slime boss. Okay, I do want to get some elites and rests. Elites give us relics and rests are used to upgrade our cards. And we can also use them to recover HP. We have 3 rests and 3 elites on this path. That looks quite promising. We could go for an early shop if we wanted to, or we could come in here from the left side. We could get the 100 gold, or we could just buy a rare relic for all our gold. I kind of like that idea. Rare relics could give us the direction where to go with our deck. Unceasing Top. Whenever you have no cards in hand during your turn, draw a card. That's a very impactful relic. You suck at this game? I'm okay at it, but not really all that great. So let's start here. Unceasing Top is a very impactful relic. I think that might help us define our build. Because you can never run out of cards. Do we wanna just... No, we don't wanna just full block. I think we wanna pop the curl up. On receiving attack damage, rolls up and gains some amount of block. So we can actually finish these off next turn. So we do have the energy. Basically the same thing as the Ember and Slayers in Monster Train. We do have cards, we get to play these. We have attacks that directly hit enemies, and we have defense that block for us. We also have here the bash, deals 8 damage, applies to vulnerable, which causes enemies to take 50% more damage. But it costs a bit more energy to play. Let's just kill this guy. So we get some gold, a weak potion. We can use these potions whenever we want. Well, we have Unceasing Top, so 0 cost attack sounds great, right? We have Flame Barrier, Gain 12 block whenever you are attacked this turn, deal 4 damage back. Anger, deal 6 damage, add a copy of this card into your discard pile, and Hemokinesis. Lose 3 HP, deal 14 damage. I'm gonna go with Anger here just because I have the Unceasing top, and just filling my deck with 0 cost attacks over time seems good. Do I want a question mark or do I want a fight? Fight gives me access to more cards, but the question marks can have powerful effects. Let's go for more cards first. I want to have a reasonable deck ready before we fight the elites. Let's defend so we don't take too much damage here. Although we heal up for 6 after every fight, so it wouldn't be a problem if we took a little bit of extra damage here. Flex, spot weakness, body slam. Flex is interesting, but I think I like spot weakness a bit more. Spot weakness is pretty powerful if we spam angers, because, well, if the enemy intends to attack, gain 3 strength. Strength adds additional damage to all attacks. So every anger we play will benefit from this. Flex also gives us strength, but at the end of the turn we lose the strength again. I don't think body slam is anything that goes into this deck. It deals damage equal to our current block value. So I think I'm gonna go with spot weakness here. So we can build up some strength for the tougher fights. I don't want to be weakened, so let's kill the front slime first. Back slime is applying fragile, so we gain less block from cards. That's not a big deal because they're not attacking this turn and we get the kill anyways. Blood potion heals for 20% of our max HP. Flex, Sword Boomerang, Havoc. We have seen Flex before. Sword Boomerang is deal 3 damage to a random enemy 3 times. That's pretty nice if we have strength. It scales very well with it. Havoc, place the top card of your draw pile and exhausts it. I don't think we really need Havoc with the well, I don't think we really want Havoc with the deck that plans on including quite a number of 0 cost cards. I could go Flex. Then I would be mostly building around the anger, which doesn't seem like a bad idea. I'm gonna go with Flex here. The Sword Boomerang was also a consideration. Okay, we have a very aggressive first turn. I do want to take out this Backlouse. We have, yeah, 2 attacks will do it. We can't take out this Louse, so we have to take the damage there. So let's spread out the damage so they lose their block. We are weakened, so we deal 25% less damage. We can just kill this Louse and then block all the damage. And then finish the fight next turn. Spot weakness to gain some strength and finish it off. Iron Wave, gain 5 block, deal 5 damage. Not an amazing card. Combust, at the end of your turn, lose 1 HP and deal 5 damage to all enemies. There would be some AoE, but... Ghostly Armor, Ethereal, gain 10 block. Ethereal means if it's in your hand at the end of turn, it gets consumed. Or exhausted, as it's called here. I think we're gonna go with Ghostly Armor because I don't really have any defensive cards yet. And 10 block for 1 energy is quite efficient. Just the problem that if we don't play it, we lose access to it. Pray, transform a card. We picked up a Ghostly Armor. For defense, we picked up Anger and some Strength for offense. Strength does require me to have some density of attack, but I still think I'm gonna transform a strike here. So transform means we get a random card. We remove this card and get a random one back. Fire Breathing. Whenever you draw a status or curse card, deal 6 damage to all enemies. Statuses and curses are negative cards, similar to Blights and Scorches in Monster Train. This guy is sleeping, gains 8 block at the end of its turn. I'm just gonna play the anger here and not wake it up to get another anger in my deck. Maybe I should have woken it up, although starting with a bash is kind of good. I could even make it vulnerable and then just wake it up next turn, and that's what I'm gonna do. Just play the fire breathing so I don't have to draw into it anymore. This is a really weak wake up turn, but it would wake up at the end of this turn anyways. Flex, spot weakness, bash, anger. Pretty nice damage we got out of this turn, but we're taking quite a bit of damage here. Definitely play the anger. Play 2 strikes. And I guess I defend. Maybe I should have used the weak potion last turn, but I think it's kind of too late now. Spot weakness doesn't work because the enemy is not attacking this turn. Let's keep the ghostly armor in the deck. They are weakening us. And do we have the kill here? We do. Very nice. We didn't take that much damage. Red Skull. While your HP is at or below 50%, you have 3 additional strength. Nice. Explosive potion. Deals 10 damage to all enemies. Disarm. Enemy loses 2 strength permanently. It exhausts, so we can only use it once. Pummel. Deal 2 damage 4 times. Exhaust. A Warcry. Draw 1 card. Put a card from your hand onto the top of your draw pile. Exhaust. Warcry seems a bit pointless with the unceasing top. Well, not really, but I don't really see a point right now for this deck. No, there is one. We could put a spot weakness back on top of the deck if we don't need it, but I'd rather have Disarm or Pummel. We're up against the slime boss at the end. Disarm is not very useful against them, but we will certainly find use for it later. Then again, we have Flex and Spot Weakness, and this deals damage 4 times, so it benefits from Strength 4 times. I'll take a Pummel here, just to have some more front-loaded damage. To kill some enemy targets before they can really do much to us. Let's upgrade a card here. Anger seems like a reasonable choice because they are gonna multiply, so all of them will be upgraded. We could also go with Spot Weakness, so we could gain our strength faster. I don't think any of the others are really a consideration at this point. Maybe Bash. Bash adds 2 damage in a turn of vulnerability. That's not bad. I think I'm gonna go with Anger first. Go. Ooh, this looks like a tough fight. 15 damage incoming. I could block it all, but then I would make no progress on killing those enemies. Maybe I should just use an explosive potion this fight. Yeah, that seems like a good idea. It's gonna save me a lot of damage. Don't even need the flex. Well, that was a really good explosive potion. Whenever I draw a status card, draw 1 card. Probably not. Wild Strike, shuffle a wound into your draw pile. A wound is an unplayable status card, which blocks our unceasing top. For that reason it's not that great. Pommel Strike, deal 9 damage, draw a card. That's not terrible, especially with the angers. Of course, if we want to rely on unceasing top to get all our draws done, that might not be so useful, but I still think I'm gonna take it. We can't always rely on the unceasing top. Bag of Marbles. At the start of each combat, apply 1 vulnerability to all enemies. We also have these keys. We can collect all of these to fight an optional boss at the end of the run. If the run is going smoothly, I will consider that. Oh, fire breathing is really good against these sentries, because they will be adding a lot of status cards to our deck. I think I'm also gonna spot weakness and basically defend, I think. Yeah, I think I'll defend for now. Because with the fire breathing, we are not really in that much of a rush to get them down. We can kind of take our time. They always switch between attacking and adding the status cards to our deck. So I'm gonna focus on the middle one because that one is gonna be attacking next. Block and almost finish it off. One more hit and our red skull is active. Pummel is overkill. Just use strike, then pummel the backliner. And use the ghostly armor so that we don't permanently lose it. Well, lose it for this fight, I mean. We draw one standard card here. Yeah, we just play every... I'm so used to pressing the same button twice, causing the card to, making us play the card. That's not how it works here. There was a lot of fire breathing we did here. Yeah, you would usually do that as well, because it's pretty much, it's easier to deal with them if only one is attacking at the same time. But it just worked out pretty well there by killing the middle one. Disarm, Juggernaut, Wild Strike. So we've seen Disarm before. Juggernaut is whenever you gain block, deal 5 damage to a random enemy. That seems pretty good, but it doesn't seem like something we want to do in this deck. I don't think we are blocking that often. I'd rather have more large single block cards so they don't hurt our anger plan too much. Disarm seems pretty good though. Not really for this boss, but there are a variety of enemies where it can be a huge amount of HP saved. Especially the ones that are multi-attacking. I do want to hunt down the elite here. So let's go there. Multi-gremlins. This is dealing 9. Anger is actually enough to kill that guy. And he's doing the most damage, so I want to focus him. Actually, we had the flex. With the flex I could have killed the backline, the fat gremlin, instead. And used the strike to kill the one I killed right there. Let's go for the fat gremlin next, because he's gonna be debuffing us every turn. And we just reduce the strength of the mech gremlin and leave that one for last. Deal 1 damage 4 times. That's gonna be a lot more once we spot weakness. That's gonna be enough to kill the fat gremlin. Let's block the hit, just because we don't need to take any damage. We can just safely finish this fight without having to take any more damage. Well, I just took damage, right? Oops. Yeah, but we should be able to finish it here. Elixir, exhaust any number of cards in your hand. We can at the very least, use this to trigger the Unceasing Top. I don't think I want Evolve. We already have Fire Breathing to counter status or curse cards. And I don't think I want the Pommel Strike. We already have one and I don't feel like we need a ton of these. Let's upgrade another card. Pummel hits a 5th time, but we're only gonna play that once a fight. This one we are also only gonna play once a fight, the Disarm, but the effect is permanent, so lasts for the entire fight. That might be a good upgrade. Ghostly Armor for more block? Maybe. Spot Weakness is also pretty nice. Let's go with Spot Weakness. I think for the slime boss we really want to be more aggressive. Oh, extra HP on the Lagavulin. Is there any kind of setup I want to do before I start waking him up? Oops. Could... He's vulnerable this turn. I would lose the ghostly armor if I go all attacks. So maybe I play the ghostly armor and don't wake him up this turn. At least we can get the fire breathing out of the deck and wake him up next turn. With a bash, pummel, or a disarm. Let's do bash, disarm. So we already have strength weakened and are not going to take that much damage. This is pretty straightforward. Do I want to use the weak potion here? That saves me 4 health this turn and 4 next turn. Yeah, that seems good. Yeah, that worked out pretty well, I think. I think we do want to get the strength. This fight will take a while. Do I just want to double defend this turn? I think so. Next turn he's debuffing us, so we can go a bit more aggressive. Ooh. Flex, bash, pummel. I hate losing the ghostly armor, but that's too much damage to pass up. Not so great this time around. Do we just triple defend? We do have these we do have these angles, so the chances are pretty good that we can finish the fight next turn. Especially with the red skull active, yeah. There we go. Whenever an enemy dies, gain 1 ember and draw 1 card. Ember, I mean energy. Emerald key. So we got the first of our keys by defeating the buffed up elite. Pharaoh in a bottle. When you would die, heal to 30% of your max HP instead and discard this potion. That's a pretty nice potion to have around. Second wind. Exhaust all non-attack cards in your hand. Gain 5 block for each card exhausted. Yeah, Gremlin Horn is amazing. I don't think we want to do this, although it does have some synergy with the Unceasing top. Havoc. Play the top card of your draw pile and exhaust it. Clash. Can only be played if every card in your hand is an attack. Deal 14 damage. This deck could actually make use of Clash, I think. It's just a problem if we have status cards or anything like that in the deck. But at least in that case, fire breathing is gonna be useful. I'm gonna take a Clash just because it's a big damage card that doesn't cost us any energy. And he can never block the Unceasing top, because if it's the only card in the hand, we only have attack cards in hand. Trade a blood potion for a relic. We meet again. A cheery, disheveled fellow approaches you gleefully. You do not know this man. It's me, Ranwit. Have any goods for me today? The usual? A fellow like me can't make it alone, you know. You eye him suspiciously and consider your options. Give him a blood potion for a relic, 150 gold for a relic, or spot weakness plus for a relic. I don't think I want to lose the spot weakness plus, but the blood potion seems like a reasonable trade-off for a relic. We get Out of War. If you do not play any attacks during your turn, gain an additional energy next turn. I like this, but this deck is probably not the one to make use of it. Exquisite was feeling parched. Clup, clup, clup. He downs the potion in one go and lets out a satisfied burp. He rummages around his various pockets. Here, look what I've got for you today. Take it, take it. Yeah, Out of War is definitely not the right relic for our deck, right? Slime Boss, I think 46 HP should be enough. We will be able to survive one big hit at the very least. Disarm is not gonna be very good in this fight at the very least. Pommel Strike draws an additional card if we upgrade it. How much damage is Clash? 18? Maybe it's time to upgrade the Ghostly Armor and improve our defense a bit. Flex for 4 strength instead of 2. I want that upgrade eventually, but I think I want to go with ghostly armor first. Slime boss. So, this is gonna be our boss. The 70 here on his health bar is from a mod that shows us at 70 he will split when its HP is at or below 50%. Will split into 2 smaller slimes with slime boss's current HP. Fire breathing can be pretty good here because he does add status cards to our deck. I don't think we want to throw the pummel this early. I am gonna play the pummel strike, so I should play it first. It's unfortunate. Well, a slow start. Here are the status cards. He's not attacking. So let's get some damage out. And now he attacks for 35. And we have a hand with 4 skills. And Clash. Well, I should probably have defended instead of playing the disarm. Well, we can take the hit. That's fine. That just makes us stronger because now the red skull is active. Bash, defend, clash, anger. Well, bash definitely gets played, so does anger. If I clash now, he does split. 13 damage, that's also enough to split. Oh, I can play them both. That's 38 damage. I mean, honestly, that's a pretty good... Oops. That's a pretty good split value. Yeah, I could draw a slime, then trigger the fire breathing. 2 fire breathings here. Oh, this is a lot of damage coming in. We need to defend, otherwise we die. Also gonna defend again. And I think I wanna focus on the back slime, because that one is gonna make us vulnerable. This guy will also split at 22 HP, so it's not enough to make him split yet. Okay, pummel is good. Gremlin horn, nice. Yeah, that's a good split value. 3 HP, they die to fire breathing. Nice. We did manage to beat the first boss. Corruption. Skills cost 0 whenever you play a skill exhausted. Brutality at the start of your turn, lose 1 HP and draw 1 card. And Berserk, gain 2 vulnerable at the start of your turn, gain an energy. Well, one really stands out here. And that's Corruption. We have the Unceasing top, so if all our skills exhaust, we can speed so quickly through our deck. Corruption seems very powerful. With the Unceasing top especially. I think it's generally considered a very powerful card too. We got a boss relic here. These are a bit more varied than in Monster Train, but there's a general theme of there being some energy relics that grant us extra energy. This one, Ectoplasm, grants us an energy at the start of our turn, but we can no longer gain gold. Meh. Losing the ability to gain gold this early on is not a great idea, I think. Astrolabe, upon pickup, transform 3 cards, then upgrade them. We could get some strikes or defense out of the deck. And Black Blood replaces Burning Blood at the end of combat, heal 12 HP. So it's basically doubling up our boss relic. Which isn't bad, but I don't think that's worth it. I think I'm gonna go with Astrolabe here. We do have the Corruption, so our defense can become free and exhaust. I think I'm gonna... I'm definitely gonna transform 2 strikes. Maybe the Bash. The Bash is expensive, which our deck doesn't really like, but we have no other source of vulnerability, and we... well, except for the bag of marbles for the first turn. Yeah, I think I am gonna transform the Bash and 2 strikes here. Ooh. What did we get? Perfected Strike. Deal 6 damage, deal 3 additional damage for all your cards containing Strike. That's currently 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is dealing 18 damage for 2 energy. That's... no, actually we have another Pommel Strike. 21. 21 is respectable. Double tap, this turn your next 2 attacks are played twice, and an upgraded Pommel Strike. Nice. These are some good results, I think. Bronze Automaton is our boss. Where do we wanna go? I do wanna hit Ash Shop, but possibly earlier. I would like to go to this shop. Do we wanna hunt more elites? I think this deck... what are the elites on this floor? There's Book of Stabbing. That's one single large enemy that gets stronger the longer the fight goes on. I think we will take some damage against that one, but we should be able to finish the fight pretty quickly. Then we have Gremlin Leader, who comes with a bunch of small gremlins and periodically calls for more help. Also think we are fine with that, but that might give us a bit more trouble. And there's another one. Oh, Slavers. Slavers might be dangerous. 3 medium-sized enemies. One of them has the potential to make us vulnerable, another one has the potential to make us weak. But I think we are pretty decently powerful to fight elites. I would like to visit this rest, maybe this shop or this elite, depending on how the fight goes. I think we just start here and go to this shop and see what's next, because we don't really have to make a decision yet. There are a lot of options. Start with the Pommel Strike, Anger. This guy has a barricade. Block is not removed at the start of its turn. So getting this block down is actually providing something. We're actually making progress with that. This is a very good corruption turn, because we can spot weakness and full defend with the ghostly armor. And we didn't play any attacks, so the Out of War triggers. Perfected Strike. I mean, Flex, Pummel, Perfected Strike is just a kill. True Grit. Gain 7 block, exhaust 1 card at random. Armaments. Gain 5 block, upgrade all cards in your hand for the rest of combat. And Inflame. Gain 3 strength. We already have spot weakness for strength gain, and that one doesn't exhaust. Inflame is a power, so powers do disappear once you play them. You can't play them multiple times. Do we need more strength than we currently generate? I wouldn't mind 1 Inflame. True Grit is a good block card once we upgrade it. But exhausting a random card can be kind of annoying. Not so bad with the Unceasing Top, I think. Armaments. I don't think we need armaments. We are usually not gonna have a very large hand, so it's not gonna affect that many cards. I think I'm gonna go with True Grit here. Just because I want at least 1 more decent block card. It needs an upgrade before it really becomes great, but... So, here's the shop. We have some cards, some relics, some potions, and the option to remove a single card. We can only use this once per shop, and it becomes more expensive the more we use it. So let's see, Reckless Charge. Deal 7 damage, shuffle a Dazed into your draw pile. I don't really want to deal with Dazed. I want to have the ability to use the Unceasing Top. Carnage 2 cost, deal 20 damage, Ethereal. Currently worse than the Perfected Strike we have, but the Perfected Strike is already upgraded, this one isn't. Still not really that interested. Choose an attack or power card, add a copy of that card into your hand. I mean, we could use that on an Anger, so it's not all that bad. But... not sure if we need something like this. Burning Pact. Exhaust a card, draw 2 cards. I don't think we want that either. And Inflame. Then 2 colorless cards. These can be used by any class. Dark Shackles. Enemy loses 9 strength this turn. Exhaust. That's pretty powerful. 9 strength is a lot. That's at least 9 block. We can only use it once, but it's 0 cost, so it's not a bad thing. Transmutation. Add X random colorless cards into your hand. They cost 0 this turn. Exhaust. Seems okay, but maybe not for our deck. Also, this is the beta art. I don't have it enabled for many cards, but I found this one to be pretty funny. So, we also have Orichalcum. If you end your turn without block, gain 6 block. That might even be pretty reasonable in this deck. Especially if we, in longer fights, after we play Corruption, we might get to a point where we have no more block cards in the deck. So then it would be pretty nice. We have Magic Flower. Healing is 50% more effective during combat than Dolly's Mirror. Upon pickup, obtain an additional copy of a card in your deck. The Magic Flower also affects the Burning Blood healing. But I don't think we really need that. Dolly's Mirror will copy a card. We could use it on Anger, but I think that's a bit too expensive for what it provides. I'm gonna go with Orichalcum. Remove a card. Maybe remove a Strike. That also makes Perfected Strike weaker, but that's okay. I think I still would like a Perfected Strike dealing 18 over a normal strike in the deck. Maybe I remove it later. I could also remove a basic defend. I think I'm not sad about that. Yeah, I'll remove a basic defend. They are pretty unimpactful, while the strikes do get... And, you know what? I'm gonna pick up a Dark Shackles, because that provides us with a better source of defense. Are there any events I should look out for? What is this deck currently lacking? I'm honestly not sure. Maybe a few more block cards? And maybe another Anger? Well, I don't know this game as well as I do Monster Train, so that's not really a prediction I can easily make. Let's go for some events here. As you continue ascent, thick black smoke begins to billow out of the ground and walls around you, coalescing into 3 masked forms that start to speak. Another puppet of Niao, I think. Agreed, she always makes the funniest toys. You noticed an oversized grin as the third addresses you. Ignore the others. Would you like a taste of our power? So, we could accept to receive 5 apparitions but lose 40 max HP. Apparition is a 1-cost skill that's ethereal, gives us 1 intangible and exhausts. Intangible means we will only take 1 damage for whenever we would take any amount of damage. We will only take 1 instead. That's a very powerful defensive card. 40 max HP is a lot to lose though. But with the corruption we can very easily play those. The intangible can also stack for multiple turns, so that might be good. And we do have the Orichalcum, so an apparition just defends us with the Orichalcum, because even if multiple attacks hit us. I'm gonna take it. I'm not sure if it's the correct choice here, but it feels like we can make some good use out of that. Let's go for more events. This one was pretty good. While sneaking past a group of shrouded figures, one of them approaches you. Got anything for me, friend? Please, maybe some coin? I just need somewhere to stay. I have treasures I can trade. He seems delusional but harmless. We don't have 85 gold to give him. Well, we could rob him to get a relic, but that would give us a curse of shame. That's unplayable and would mess with our unceasing top. But sometimes we can remove it with True Grit, perhaps. We could also remove it at a merchant, but I'm not sure if that's worth it. I think I'm gonna leave. I don't really wanna... I should have taken it! An old beggar cloaked in fur reaches his hands out towards you as you pass. Spare some coin, child! Offer gold. 75 gold, remove a card from your deck. Do we want another card removal? I think so. Let's remove a strike here. The beggar takes off its cloak to reveal that he is cleric. You are a kind soul. Receive my purification, he screams. You're unsure if he is grateful or mad. Well, now I wish I had the curse and that relic. Oh well. Let's upgrade the... What does the Dark Shackle do? 15 strength for a turn. Apparition is... stops being ethereal, which is interesting. Oh, corruption goes to 2 cost. Can't he be both? Both glad and mad? Yeah. Let's upgrade the corruption to be cheaper, so we can also fit in some attacks on the turn we play it. So, Slavers. The backliner has the ability to make us vulnerable as well as stopping all our attacks. We have no offense in this hand, but we have 2 apparitions. So this guy adds some wounds to our deck, so I could play Fire Breathing. I could also play Disarm. I think I'm gonna go with disarming this Taskmaster. Because we are most likely gonna leave that one for last. He has the highest HP and is basically the least dangerous one. This enemy will make us unable to attack. I'm just gonna play the apparitions now. I could spot weakness or perfected strike. I think I'm gonna go with spot weakness so we have more strength built up. Because we are ethereal still. And even for the next turn, so I'm not too worried. We can't play attacks this turn, which is a little bit annoying. I'm not gonna play the True Grit because I don't want it to burn the Anger or Clash. And starting next turn, we can finally do some stuff to them. Flex Pummel? It's a good start. Maybe we have too much defend now. Let's play the Ghostly Armor. And let's keep the Dark Shackles around. Well, we drew 3 attacks in the one turn where we were unable to play any, so that certainly didn't help. Let's play another Apparition so we don't have to worry about defense this turn. Draw 2. Anger to finish him off before he can apply another vulnerability to us. Pommel Strike? Sure. Can play those out. Get stopped by the wound. The wounds are actually gonna be kind of a problem pretty soon. We do have Fire Breathing now though. The defense gives us actually lower block amount than the Orichalcum, so I'm not gonna play it. Take a little bit of damage here, but we still have the Burning Blood to heal some of it up. Clash is really bad in this fight, right? Ghostly Armor blocks us for the most part. Dark Shackle does the rest. The next wound we draw will finish off the frontliner. And then the backliner can't really hurt us because of Orichalcum. Double tap, sure. Okay. Bag of Preparation. At the start of each combat, draw 2 additional cards. Now that's a powerful relic. Power Potion. Choose one of 3 random power cards to add to your hand. It costs 0 this turn. That's very good. I think I'm gonna drop the Elixir. What's the boss we're fighting? Bronze Automaton. I don't think they put any statuses into our deck, so... True Grit, Clash, Perfected Strike. I'm not just so sure about Clash. I think I'm gonna skip. Perfected Strike would be another strike for the Perfected Strike we already have, but I'm not really happy with that either, so... I think we skip. Sadly, we don't get gold as a compensation here. I do want to upgrade this True Grit, so we can choose which card to exhaust instead of it being a random one. And also gain some more block. Ironclad. At the start of your second turn, gain 14 block. That seems pretty good. Yeah, it just feels good if you get compensated for not taking cards in Monster Train. Even though the amount of gold you get is very low, but it's still something. I don't want to play Flex here. I also want to keep the defense around, I think. Let's keep these, playing these apparitions. I'm gonna play everything so I can clash. This guy has plated armor. At the end of its turn gains 12 block. Receiving unblocked attack damage reduces plated armor by 1. Well, you are gonna receive 4 times unblocked attack damage, so that's nice. We still have a lot of energy left over, so let's double tap. Disarm. Apparition. Pommel Strike. Ooh. Well, I'm gonna lose the ghostly armor anyway, so might as well play both of these and get the kill. Nice. Infernal Blade. Add a random attack into your hand. It costs 0 this turn. Exhaust. Random attack? Well, it costs 0 the turn we generate it, so it's a little better than just any random attack, but after that it's gonna be just any random attack. Do I just wanna add more flashes to the deck? And our game plan is basically we play Corruption, we draw through the deck with Unceasing Top like crazy, and then play out every skill so we can clash. But honestly, this runs into a problem against statuses or curses. We only have the Fire Breathing to make up for it, and if we build our whole game plan around it, then even the Fire Breathing might not be enough to save us. We also start to burn the spot weakness once we have the Corruption, so maybe we should take the spot weakness as well. Here, so we can build up a little bit more strength. Yeah, I like another spot weakness in the deck. Just because we have the Corruption. These guys, the backliner is more of a healer, the frontliner will grow very angry if we kill the backliner. So we might want to focus on the frontliner first. Apparition, apparition, and then we True Grit out the defense so we can play the clash. Let's spot weakness. We don't need the Fire Breathing, but we don't need the defense either, so let's get the Fire Breathing out of our draws. Corruption and just play everything. We don't have a target for the spot weakness, but that's not the important thing here. I wanna start doing Unceasing Top stuff. We got stopped by the Perfected Strike, but it's okay. We can continue here. Let's put that on the backliner, because I plan to kill the backliner pretty soon, the frontliner pretty soon. Yeah, let's go on. Nice. These 0 cost attacks are really paying off. Anger. Affected strike, strike. Yeah, that wins. Combust. Upgraded. Clothesline and pummel. Do I want another pummel? It hasn't been that great for us. It's decent damage for 1 energy. But it's only decent damage if we have some strength. Clothesline would be interesting. Deal 12 damage, apply to weak. We don't have anything that applies weak yet. And weak is just flat 25% damage gone. Can be some defense that stays even when we burn out all our cards, but it's a 2 cost that can stop our unceasing top pretty easily. I'm still gonna take it here. I do wanna go to this fire. Get another upgrade. We have corruption in our opening hand, which probably means we win this fight. Do I wanna keep these defenses in the deck for now? Let's go for the fungi beast first. This one's gonna grow in stats. I think I don't play my skills here. I don't need to. They might be important later. We might take a while before we can defeat this shelled parasite. Double spot, weakness and flex. Well, this is gonna be an aggressive turn. Fire breathing, okay. These are free. Anger. Free. 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 Okay. Pummel. Well, that ends the fight. Powerful interaction we have going on there. Weak potion, power potion, and fair in a bottle. Might be better than energy potion, but energy potion allows us to go on with the unceasing top for longer. That might be nice. Let's look at the card first. Seeing red. Gain 2 energy exhaust. Inflame and combust. With an unceasing top, seeing red seems reasonable. That makes our need for energy potion a bit lower. And I like the potions we have at the moment. Yeah, I do. Let's upgrade another card. Flex is definitely one thing I want to consider. What does Seeing Red do? It costs 0. We don't really need that. Clothesline for an additional turn of weak. Disarm for 1 more strength loss. With the boss coming up, I think I want Clothesline. I think that's just great against the Bronze Automaton because he has some pretty large hits. And we... Let's go for an elite. We don't have a lot of gold for the shop. Ooh, this one. As long as we defeat these frontline units, then the Gremlin leader himself won't attack and will summon new ones instead. Could apparition and go aggressive. I kind of like that. Yeah, that's enough to kill this guy. Sure. And we draw cards. Perfected Strike kills the Meg Gremlin. We draw another card. Seeing Red for some extra energy. Don't need the apparition, we can just let it burn out. And then double tap the pummel. That was a lot of damage on turn 1. Next turn we will be defended pretty well by the Ironclad. Ooh, he's attacking though. But Dark Shackles is our back. Esther's apparition, Clothesline. Well, Dark Shackles is free, so we can put out some damage and then reduce his strength to 0. Upgrading it means you can play Seeing Red to keep going even without energy. That's true, but most of the time that will already be provided to us by corruption. Yes, that's the name. Flex, anger, kill off this gremlin. Oh, we drew corruption. Let's go. Pommel strike. Sure, let's kill this one off as well. Then focus on the backliner. More angers. Okay. We should have an easy kill here. Fire breathing defense, so in flash. Okay. Captain's Will at the start of your third turn gain 18 block. Continuation of the Ironclad. Very nice. Flex Potion, gain 5 strength, at the end of your turn lose 5 strength. Let the poor guy attack for once. I did let him attack for 0 3 times. Cleave, delay damage to all enemies, some AoE damage, that would be nice to have. Another sparked weakness of Feed, deal 10 damage. If fatal, raise your max HP by 3, exhaust. Fatal triggers when this card kills a non-minion enemy. It's not really letting them attack? Yeah, fair. Fair enough. I want the feed. I want to raise my max HP again. 40 seems so low. And this flex potion is a really good boost to our damage when we are going off with corruption and ceasing top. So I think I'm gonna drop the power potion for the flex potion. Or maybe the weak... Nah, the weak potion is very nice to defend us in the next fight. Maybe I just keep it and leave this flex potion on the road. Feels wrong. I'm still gonna do it. Upgrading the feed increases the max HP we gain by 1, so that's definitely something I'm interested in. Fire breathing goes to 10. Not in this fight, that won't be that necessary. Honestly, we could upgrade an apparition so it's no longer ethereal. That could be very helpful against this boss, because there is a certain attack I really want to have an apparition for. Yeah, that might be necessary to beat this boss. That also means we can't really go off that easily with corruption stuff. Just remove some artifact so we can more easily weaken the boss or make him vulnerable. Definitely spot weakness. Let's start working on these orbs. We already have 14 block. We could just use the Dark Shackles to defend ourselves and play another strike. Dark Shackles can help later on, but it's honestly not that great against this boss. You know what? I think I want to use the power potion in this fight. Block is not removed at the start of your turn. That's pretty appealing. Then we apparition to keep as much block as we can. Do we also want to remove his final artifact? What debuffs do we want to put on them? Oops. Just weak, I guess. Yeah, let's keep that around. Oh, you took corruption. So this guy has stasis. On that, corruption plus is returned to your hand. I don't think we can really count on getting a feed off in this fight. I think I'm just gonna play it all. So we just use the feed for damage here. Too bad no one is attacking. We did get the corruption back, but we don't have the energy left to play it. We keep block forever, so let's play the block card. The barricade seems like a really good thing to have for this boss. Apparition, apparition. I could just throw out the third apparition here because the attack I'm worried about will be in exactly 3 turns, so the apparition will still be up then. Finally we get corruption online, we also get a spot weakness and some angers. What does this guy have in stasis? Ghostly armor plus? We don't need that right now. Maybe we should just get this guy ready to get killed. I do want to continue on, so I am gonna waste the Dark Shackles here. Another spot weakness, nice. Playing all that block is good because we do keep it. And this would normally be one giant attack. Not sure how big exactly, but definitely big. I could just burn out the fire breathing. It does nothing in this fight. More anger. Okay. Yeah. This barricade really made this fight a lot easier. Although we also had the intangible, so another weak potion, another feat. Exhume. Put a card from your exhaust pile into your hand. That could be any skill. That's not bad. Another feat. Another feat would make it easier to get this feat off. It does exhaust. Exhume. Yeah, with the corruption, Exhume is just a lot of flexibility. Calling Bell. Upon pickup, obtain a unique curse and 3 relics. Gain an energy at the start of your turn. At the start of combat, shuffle 2 wounds into your draw pile. No, we cannot do that. And Fusion Hammer. Gain energy at the start of your turn. You can no longer smith at rest sites, so we can't upgrade cards at rest sites anymore. Honestly, I'm okay with that. I think our deck has enough upgrades right now and just enough power from the corruption and seizing top synergy that I'm fine with having this. Then again, we also have a deck that can live with being on 3 energy for the most part. So we could go with the Calling Bell, but I think the curse we get can't be removed, so that would be a problem as well. Let's go with the Fusion Hammer. +1 energy means we can... Ooh. The boss is gonna be Time Eater. Time Eater has the nasty ability where it ends your turn once you play 12 cards. That's gonna be a bit of a pain for this deck. We might have to play very carefully against Time Eater. Get a lot of strength so our cards do a lot, instead of just playing them over and over again. Elites. On this floor there's a giant head with a giant amount of HP. But it only starts attacking for a really significant amount of damage after a few turns. So it's basically a DPT, damage per turn check. And I think we can pass that check pretty easily. Then there's Raptormancer. I haven't fought that guy a ton. He summons swords and has giant attacks. Not sure how we will fare against him. I think Intangible is pretty good against them. And then there's Nemesis. An enemy that gets Intangible every second turn, so we can only hit them on every other turn. I think we're okay. Nemesis might be a bit rough. 215 gold. I think we might want to visit this shop. Fires are no longer that good for us, to be honest. We can still rest there, but... yeah, this is the only shop, unless we count the 2 initial ones. I think I do want to go there. And... I think I'm gonna take a couple of question marks. Not quite sure yet what for, but we'll see. Exploder. Explodes in 3 turns, dealing 30 damage. Maybe we should go against this guy, because this guy puts Dazed in our deck, which I really don't want. Let's get the max HP here. We block with the Ghostly Armor, the Apparition. It doesn't matter, honestly. They both work out to be roughly the same. This guy we will leave for last, so I'm gonna weaken him. Just growing thorns. We eventually have to deal with that guy, but maybe we can do so while we are under the effect of apparition, so we don't take that much damage to the thorns. Let's just go off here. Yeah. We do have apparition, we do have a bunch of blocks, so these thorns don't really do much. We still have apparition. There we go. Fire potion, deal 20 damage. That's not gonna be a big deal to us. Heavy blade, deal 14 damage, strength affects this card 5 times. 5 times! That's a lot of damage. I'm gonna take it. It's 2 cost, so it doesn't really work that well with a glowing tesseract. Sorry, I forgot to read it. You touch it, a sharp pain flows through you, followed by vivid flashes of a distant memory. Whose memories are these? Recall. Add 1, 2 or 3 colorless cards to our deck, but we lose some amount of HP. We do heal back up and we don't take damage for most of the fights. Apotheosis. Upgrade all your cards for the rest of combat. Madness. Reduce the cost of a random card in your hand to 0 this combat. Dramatic Entrance. Innate. Deal 6 damage to all enemies exhaust. I don't think we want Dramatic Entrance. Apotheosis is a good way to get our cards upgraded, even though we have the Fusion Hammer. But you know what? Let's look at the other offerings. Bandage up. Heal 4 HP. Probably not. Mind Blast. Deal damage equal to the number of cards in your draw pile. We have 30. This is innate, but it's a 2 cost. So we would have a 2 cost. What's its upgrade? It's 1 cost. Okay. And here, bandage up, panic button. Panic button seems reasonable. Gain 30 block. You cannot gain block from your cards for 2 turns. 1 turn is the one we play it in, which is usually not a problem. The other turn, at least we have a Recalcum. Magnetism. At the start of your turn, add a random colorless card into your hand. I don't think I want Magnetism. Panic button? Sure, I'll take that. Mind Blast? Maybe. I'll take Apotheosis as well. Not sure about the Mind Blast. We'll have a starting hand of 7 cards, so it's dealing 25 for 2 energy. That's not what I want in my opening hand, to be honest. I'd rather have something like a Dramatic Entrance, but I don't really want that either. They just delay our setup. Fear! A demonic creature towers above you, wings spread wide as it howls with laughter. Dead bodies of a tribe surround you, while the village is engulfed in terrible dark flames. The demon calls out, taunting you. You really are the strongest now. Haha. Hehe. Ha 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 ha. This laughter echoes forever. So, that's some background to our character. A gremlin is madly shuffling cards on a table. This monster seems to be a harmless one. You approach him out of curiosity. 12 cards. Match them to keep them. 5 tries. No do-overs. Are you ready? Let's start. We have Metallicize. At the end of your turn, gain 3 block. Swift Strike. Deal 6 damage. Probably would take a Swift Strike. Berserk. Gain 2 vulnerable. At the start of your turn, gain energy. I would take that. I don't want a bash. Thunderclap. Deal 4 damage and apply 1 vulnerable to all enemies. I would take that, yes. We could find a Metallicize now. We have a Swift Strike. We have a Berserk. Thunderclap? I think I want the Thunderclap. One attempt? I don't want Normality. Unplayable. While in hand, you cannot play more than 3 cards this turn. That would suck. So I'm just gonna pick one I know is not the Normality and move on. Apotheosis in our starting hand? Sure. Then we can play Seeing Red to get some energy. We don't need to play these apparitions, I'm just gonna draw. Corruption, okay, let's go off. Well, we can't really go off this turn. We might as well try. These guys have lifelink. If other enemies are still alive, revives in 2 turns at 50% HP. So we need to get them down relatively evenly. And that's what I'm gonna try. Apparition, flex, clothesline, the frontliner. Hi Nightbreeze, welcome. It's going well. We have a pretty interesting Ironclad deck here that uses a relic called Unceasing Top. Whenever you have no cards in hand during your turn, draw a card as a primary draw engine. Panic button. We are intangible next turn, so sure. Thunderclap. Double casted. Nice. Clash. We can kill one of these. Gremlin Horn triggers. Ah, feed. Feed only counts on these enemies if you defeat the last one with the feed, so I'm not gonna play it here. I will probably not be able to draw back into it again, but who knows? It might be possible. Maybe I could toy with those guys for long enough to actually draw into it. I am burning out a lot of my non-attack cards, so the chances are pretty good. And they do revive infinitely, so... Do we want to get back? Just more energy. Kill this guy. That will be a kill. I don't want this. Spooky Ghost Ironclad. Yeah, we have the intangible effect. We got the intangible event, I mean. Okay. Clash. Heavy Blade. Feed. There we go. Got those 4 max HP. Shockwave. Apply 5 weak and vulnerable to all enemies. Exhaust. Very nice. We've seen second wind and Thunderclap before. I am gonna take Shockwave. That's gonna be very good, especially with the corruption. Council of Ghosts event is... yeah, that one. Do want to go to this shop, so let's turn right here. I think this guy is gonna strangle me, so I take damage every turn. Thunderclap. Perfected Strike. If you're wondering about some of these cards, we got an Astrolabe. So we have a few cards in our deck that are decent, but not really build around. I Astrolabe 2 strikes and the Bash. Nothing here really benefits us, so let's just get the Fire Breathing out of the deck. I don't think this guy applies any negative effects to us, but I don't know for certain. Let's use the non-upgraded Apparition here. Spot Weakness, Shockwave, and Anger. Oh, what I got back? I got Perfected Strike, Double Tap, and Pommel Strike. panic button because we have apparitions left in our deck. I'm so used to pressing escape to leave this screen. Okay, I can do this with A. Let's play it all and go into unceasing top mode. Clash, nice. Close line, almost there. Corruption. We don't need it this fight. Oh, feed. Strength pot. Yeah, sure. Better than a second weak pot. This gives us 2 strength when we use it. Rage. Whenever you play an attack this turn, gain 3 block. We can't use power through. We can't have wounds in our deck. But 2 wounds into your add 2 wounds into your hand, gain 20 block. That's an interesting card. Very powerful block. But I think for us, Rage is better. We have these sick turns. But then again, it will just overblock us on these turns. And not provide enough at others. Maybe Rage is not what we want. Yeah, I'm gonna skip. Yeah, we do have the apparitions. We need damage, basically, yeah. I'm just gonna recall. Might as well. Maybe we go to the heart. But honestly, I don't think this deck is very good for that. Demon Form, Limit Break, something like that would be amazing. I mean, sure, Apotheosis in the opening hand, I'm not gonna say no to that. Seeing red, panic button to block this hit, seems good. Next turn we're gonna be defended by the Ironclad after all. So we have at least that going for us. Anger. Affected Strike is more damage. Well, 13 versus 15. Let's use this one. A bottle for the Apotheosis. Oh, that would be very nice, yes. Let's disarm you. Play the Ghostly Armor. Next we're gonna have the Captain's Wheel blocking for us. We do have a lot of block relics. Clothesline. We do have burns in the deck, so I do want the fire breathing to go out. No reason to play an apparition there. Shockwave. Pommel Strike. Extended vulnerability. Okay, he's not intangible, so this is a good turn to go off. 51 damage. We should just win here, alright. Not worth prolonging this fight. Whenever you enter a rest side, start the next combat with 2 energy from the Ancient Tea set. Very nice. Another Seeing Red, pre-upgraded. I mean, sure. Yeah, didn't feed. But it's okay, we don't need to feed on every fight. Ooh, Centennial Puzzle. Is that necessary? We have Whirlwind. Deal 5 damage to all enemies X times. Can be good for Time Eater. Blood for Blood. Costs 1 less. For each time you lose HP, this combat deals 18 damage. No. Warcry, probably not. Sentinel. Gain 5 block. If this card is exhausted, gain 2 energy. As soon as we have Corruption out, this card is gonna be really good. I don't think we want another Combust. Or another Panic Button. Hand of Greed, deal 20 damage. If fatal, gain 20 gold. Wait, this is Combust, not Fire Breathing. But I don't think we want that either. Not sure. Do I want a Whirlwind? I would take Feel No Pain if I had it available. Sentinel seems like a reasonable pickup, to be honest. It prolongs our unceasing top usage. If you have Candle, you can make infinite block with Necronomicon. Oh. Huh? But doesn't that exhaust the Necronomicons? Oh, it comes back, right? If you exhaust it, it just comes back straight into your hand again. Oh, you also need Tungsten Rod or you kill yourself, yep. I see, I see. Is there anything we want to purge? Yes. Goodbye, Perfected Strike. You're too expensive for what you do. And then move on. Whetstone? I mean, at this point, I don't think we needed to beat the third boss. So let's take the Sapphire Key so we can have a look at the optional boss. The Heart. This guy's pretty easy. We just need to play out all our operations. This guy has Fading, dies in 5 turns. Shifting, upon losing HP, loses that much strength until the end of the turn. And he attacks for huge amounts, but Intangible makes that kind of a joke. Let's draw cards here to find our apparitions in time. And we are good. One more apparition to go. There we go. Now we could in theory just end the turn until this guy dies. Well, it's not like we can feed on him or anything like that. With 999 HP. Oh, apply 3 vulnerable. We have the shockwave doing that though. I think I prefer... Well, for weak we even have a clothesline, so maybe... And we are relatively aggressive. Clash plus. Not with that attitude. I guess that's right. I just want some strength gain. It's not the best. It's actually a pretty bad one, but... This fire is useless to us, but I kinda wanna do this elite. It's not entirely useless, it triggers the ancient T-Sap for the next fight. But yeah. Bag of Marbles as well, yeah. Bag of Marbles is a nice relic. Just get the Seeing Red back. And let's consume the defend, play the apparition. And draw some extra cards. We stopped at the field, that's good. Another Exhume would be good. Yeah, I did pass one earlier, that's true. Double Exhume. I could also go into some kind of combo as well if you have something that triggers from exhausting, maybe? Inflame. Let's pummel the backline or... Well... Oh! Could have played that clash. Was like, we spent all our energy, no need to draw here, but... Let's keep them alive for feeding purposes. I think we have all those apparitions. Might as well panic button. Whoops. I'm really careless here. So we passed the corruption. Whoops. Disarm, defend, fire breathing, ghastly armor. Too early for the feed. Alright, the second one doesn't even play, huh? Nope, that's a kill. Have to wait. We need that feed. Oh, I took some damage, but that's fine. We will heal back up. Can we finally do the feeding we want? There we go. Reblade this guy and then feed the backline. Getting some max HP is nice. Play the top 3 cards of your draw pile. I'm not sure how useful this is gonna be in our deck. Don't want to... Ooh, whenever a card is exhausted, draw a card. Basically, Unceasing Top already provides that for us, but otherwise that would be great with Corruption. We burn it out anyways, but against Time Eater, maybe that's not great. The Raptormancer. Flex. Ghostly Armor, double tap the Thunderclap. Anger. Ah. Should have played the Clash first. Ah, that's actually good. Inflame, nice. We can probably feed on this guy. Shockwave, Apparition for defense. That's not quite enough. Let's hit the frontliner with it then. We are weakened. Panic button almost defends us here. Let's see if we can find something else. Okay, now panic button does defend us entirely. Oh, we already had some block from the wheel, I think. How much damage is this? Not a whole lot yet. Not gonna play it. What can we get back here? Seeing red and keep going. Spot weakness is nice. Hmm? Oh dear. No! Accidentally killed. I forgot we still had a double tap active. I don't think we want the second corruption. Carnage, another pummel. Carnage, not really. Let's skip. Shockwave. This enemy has has reactive. Upon receiving attack damage, changes its intent, and malleable. Upon receiving attack damage, gains 3 block. Block gain increases as malleable is triggered. Resets to 3 at the start of turn. This guy does have a chance to give us a curse if I remember things correctly. So we need to have an attack in hand to change him back if that would happen. Yeah, never use your last attack. Unless the curse doesn't really hurt you. I think this is the curse if I remember correctly. That also makes double tap somewhat dangerous, right? We are fully defended. Actually, I should play Corruption first and just play all these cards. This is kind of... No, we just kill him, right? Or we just stay here and get back to full energy and kill him next turn. Doesn't really matter. That's enough. Great. Got another 4 max HP. Shockwave, Body Slam, Anger. Honestly, a single Body Slam would be kind of decent. I would take another Anger if it were for the fact that we are up against the Time Eater. One Body Slam could provide so much damage. Well, no other choice. We have to rest here. And then there's the Time Eater. Oh, oddly smooth stone. I think I didn't read that. Start each combat with 1 dexterity. So, Time Eater. Time Warp. Whenever you play 12 cards, ends your turn and gains 2 strength. That doesn't reset in at the start of each turn, so we have to be very careful with that. We definitely want to gain strength as much as possible, so our cards actually have a significant impact. Early Apotheosis, that's good. I think we do want to play an Apparition here. And we might as well just exhume back the Apparition for later. We can... No, let's keep the Exhume in the deck, that's more flexible. 4. We could play 8 cards next turn. Yeah, sure. Let's take this a bit slower for the start. Ah, -1 draw. That's annoying. Inflame is good. Apparition here. Then Heavy Blade, so we have 3 cards we can play next turn before he ends our turn. That would be Fire Breathing, Apparition, Defend. I don't want to leave him on 11. So even though the Defend doesn't really do anything, I still want to play it. Pommel Strike. There's Corruption. Clothesline. Sentinel. Dark Shackles is enough. I don't need to play the Apparition here. Spot Weakness at the wrong time. Do we just pass this turn? Do I play? Yeah, you do play Thunderclap. I think we push him over the limit this turn. Oh, Shockwave, nice. And an Apparition to finish off. Okay. Now we have a ton of strength. No, we have a little bit of strength. But this is a good chunk of damage. We push him over the limit. So next turn he will heal himself back to 228. And dispel all debuffs. Dispelling all debuffs is kind of a shame. Another bad turn to have spot weakness. So I don't need to do anything because he's gonna heal himself up. If I can kill him, it doesn't matter. And now the final phase begins. Clothesline seems good. Let's also play the anger. And then pass. We are weakened now. Well, we could do a pretty good body slam. But the panic button is scary. We have no more apparition left except for this exhume, which can get us one. I'm still gonna go for it. True Grit the spot weakness, because I don't want to play this here, and I do want to play the Clash. Do we have a good attack to bring back? Shockwave. Shockwave seems good. It's not an attack, but it helps our damage. There we go! We got the Time Eater down with full health left. Didn't feed on him, but... Oops, forgot to read this, but I've seen it enough times. And I guess you have as well. Well, on to Act 4. You ask yourself, have I been here before? The heart pulses louder and louder as your consciousness begins to fade. A sudden burst of energy emanates from inside you, jolting you awake. The heart retreats upwards. A large door is revealed in its place. I think we have a lot of trouble dealing with Act 4, unless we find that branch in this shop. I don't even know if we can afford that. I don't think so, but... Oh, from the Act 4 elite, that would be something, right? Brimstone! Well, this is a feel no pain. That always happens. And then do we card remove? The heart, I think, does put a lot of bad cards into our deck. Maybe we want Second Wind to exhaust those. Yeah, I think I do want that. Speed Potion, no. Yeah, I think that's it. Onwards to these two bad boys. So these have us surrounded. Back attack deals 50% more damage as it is attacking you from behind. I think this fight can be pretty easily solved with apparitions and aggression. Let's focus our damage on the Spire's shield first, because it has lower HP. And I do want to get rid of the surrounded effect as soon as possible. Make button. Ah, Apotheosis, bad timing. Do we have an apparition this turn? Spot weakness again. These are both so heavily defended that I can't do damage. Can I bring back something with Exhume? An apparition? Sure. Let's prepare for the next turn. Feel no pain. Whenever a card is exhausted, you gain 3 block. Very nice. I should start doing some damage pretty soon. There we go, that's a good chunk of damage. Too bad we got corruption and weren't able to play it. We still have apparitions left over. 88 damage. Yeah, let's put that on the Spire. We should have enough. Well, the shield gains so much armor again. Pommel strike. That's gonna be enough to kill the shield. But we don't need that much. Ghostly armor, body slam. And in the end we killed the Spear first anyways. Anchor! Completing the set with Ironclad and Captain's Wheel. Started combat with 10 block. Didn't get the Death Branch. Fiendfire, Havoc, Chemokinesis. I don't think we want Fiendfire against the Heart, do we? No. Probably not. Okay, wish me luck. Corruption first hand. That's good, I think. Let's play this. Let's take this strength potion immediately. There's no reason to save it because there's nothing after this. Corruption. Might as well play this apparition. Double tap the heavy blade. Some damage. Seeing red to play the other 2 attacks. Feed is more damage. Okay, that was a good first turn. There comes the deck thrashing. 60 damage? I don't think so. Pommel. Panic button, sure. Flex, anger, and I think I keep these 2 in my deck. Maybe not the basic defend, to be honest. Oops. But the second win for sure. Let's start with apparitions. Spot weakness. It's not a lot of damage, but I should use the vulnerability potion. Okay. Stupid burn. It's just clothesline and pass. We get blocked by the Orichalcum. There's Apotheosis. Yeah, we want to upgrade the Feel No Pain, obviously. What can we bring back with this? Double tap? Actually, spot weakness might be better. Scale our strength some more. Pummel, that's a good chunk of damage. The heart has this, well, for once it has Beat of Death whenever you play a card take 1 damage. And it also has Invincible, can only lose 144 more HP this turn. That starts at 300 every turn. Oh, fire breathing. Well, it's not a huge chunk of damage. 3 times 12? Ah, it does have artifact. But the disarm will reduce that to 0, so Shockwave, remove the artifact and then disarm. And suddenly we're taking no damage. Let's remove that void. It's ethereal, but it blocks the unceasing top this turn. Let's go off. Ah, damn wound. Can't get rid of that one. We still have the fairy in a bottle if everything else fails. Oops. I do want to try to get it below 300, so we could finish it off in one turn if that's what we need. We no longer have Intangible as an option. Dark Shackles is still in the deck though. And there's still a Wound and a Burn in the deck. I am gonna burn out these. I should have played the Seeing Red. Don't want to lose this, but I think it's better to keep going and go for a kill next turn. Or the turn after this. Okay. 19 times 12. Not even the fairy in a bottle can save us against this. Even if we weaken it, we still die to that. This is where it ends, friends. Didn't kill it in time. I was hoping we could get rid of the status effects the Heart put in our deck. But yeah, we did technically win the run, even though we didn't beat the Heart.